Pleasant morning to one and all. I'm Dr. Sumitra from CSE Department and Associate Professor. Going to discuss about an agile software engineering in a topic of software process model. It's a development strategy designed to solve an actual problem in an industry setting, a generic process framework, a specialized process model, unified process, and the personal and the team process model. Whereas the first we'll be discussing about a specialized process model. This model takes on many of the characteristics of one or more of a traditional model, and these models tends to be applied when specialized or a narrowly defined software engineering approach which is chosen, where we have a component based development, which is a process and a reusable component, and the formal methods model, which is an max or a mathematical formal methods in how it works and so on. And we have an aspect oriented software models, which we call it as an AOSD, which is an cross-cutting technologies, where we have a component based development. This component based software engineering, which is CBSE, is a process that focuses on the design and the development of a computer-based system with the use of reusable software component, and it develops the software using an already available components. In this kind of tech development, there is no concept of building any software from the scratch, and the definition and the basic characteristics of each and every component is where the software component is a software package or a web service, a web reusable or a web resources that encapsulate a set of related functions and the data. Developed a component must be portable, it is a replaceable and reusable. Whereas CBSE framework activity is where the component qualification ensures that the system architecture defines a requirement of the component for becoming a reusable component. It means that the service that given means by which the customer or a consumer access the service or defined as a part of a component interfaces. And this component adaptation is where this activity ensures that the architecture of defines a design condition for all the components and identify their models of connections. And this CBSE framework activity is all about the component composition. The activity ensures that architectural style of the system integrates the software components and form a working system, and the component updates where the activity ensures the updation of a reusable component. And the basic characteristics of CBSE is where it is reusability, replaceable, and not context specific, and it is extensible. The formal method models where a proof, a calculation, precision, and understanding. What is a formal method model is all about is an approach in a software engineering that applies a mathematical methods or a techniques to the process of developing a complex software system. The approach uses a formal specification language to define each characteristics of the system. And the formal methods can be useful in articulating and representing the requirement, specifying the software, developing the precision statement of what the software is, and abstraction function, similarity proof, coding the clarification, enhancing the regular error detection, developing the safe reliability and secure the software, and overall effectiveness of the use of the formal techniques on the time, cost, and the quality. The formal specification methods were a formal specification, formal proof, model checking, and abstraction. And aspects of oriented software models where we have an UI layer, and we have an data access layer, and for logging, a transaction management, and profiles, and the security. And other aspects of the software developments, the main advantage is cross-cutting the consent, reuse, quick development, enable or a disabled purpose, and each and every aspects of this will be of useful for your agile process model. Thank you.